Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I just hit my mic there by accident, good grief. And I'm here taking a look at Kid Tripp. It's one of these sorts of games. Alright. Options menu. Exactly what it looks like, except the controls are a little bit odd. You see, you have a couple of you have the ability to map them any way you please, right? Which is nice. But then you've got some weird default options here. You have the ability to make it so that you're always walking or that you're always running. And then you can use run or walk to go back and forth depending on how you feel like it. Or you can do a hardcore mode, which permanently locks you into running. Not entirely sure why you would do this, but this is a thing. Actually, probably shouldn't leave it on custom, we should probably leave it on running. And there's really not that much else to see. All there is the levels and the tutorial. So let's go and have a look at some of the levels. Game's got 20 levels, and I'm through 15 of them in less than half an hour. That's not a good sign. With that said, let's pop the game back to 3.1 and see if we can actually drag this out a little bit longer. So, game's got two buttons, if you don't count being able to change your speed with walk or run, which is jump and shoot. It's a runner. It's one of the really annoying ones too, where you have to be incredibly precise. Thankfully, if you go back to the level screen, you can die as many times as you damn well please. If you're going through in a normal run, you get 10 lives. These 10 lives have the annoying tendency to disappear really quickly. If you run out of lives, that's it, but thankfully they just let you continue from the same spot. The only way lives are really relevant in this game, in any sense of the word, is your coins. You have to collect as many coins as you can. You collect 100 coins for an extra life, and that's what keeps you going. There are gold trophies for beating the game without using a continue. So thankfully, it's not like your traditional Ratalaika port where you can just play like the first 4 levels and that's more than enough to actually win the game. But still, the game's only got 20 levels. It's nowhere near as complex as well, it is about as complex as it looks. It's not as complex as it sounds, but honestly, it doesn't even sound that complex. Having played the game as much as I have here, which is half an hour, and I've seen like 75% of the game's content. There are also trophies for beating the games in under 300 and 100 deaths, I believe. There are also trophies for getting through the game at around the same time as what I assume the game developer's speed of the gameplay was. Bollocks. And there is also a trophy for getting through the game with like 3,200 coins or something. There is also medals for getting through a level while collecting every single coin. So you can imagine how much of a pain in the neck that is. But I mean, this is pretty much it. I mean, I could hold left, slow down a bit, but frankly, it's probably easier just to go in dash mode all the time because it makes things less complicated. They wouldn't make it so that you wouldn't be able to lock yourself out from walking if the game was unbeatable while you're doing nothing but running. So it's easier just to stick to one speed and learn the levels like that. The game's jump arc is actually really hard to get used to because you fly really high, but you drop to the ground at a fast, but not fast enough pace when you actually let go of the button. It's really weird, and even after 15 levels, I'm having a little bit of trouble getting used to it. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't make the game feel that engaging. So that was 3.4, so let's go back and hit continue. That'll take us back to 3.5. And you can see what the game really looks like. Yep, it's an ice level, because of course. Not too much out of the ordinary. You're fine 90% of the time with doing nothing but firing away like a madman. Because enemies do show up pretty quick, and if you don't take them out almost as soon as they show up on screen, there's a good chance they'll get you, at least on the hardcore modes. So you just want to be relatively careful of that. But there are also portions of the game where you have to stop firing like a madman in order to do things like jump on top of some of these fish, if you can get the timing right. It's about as annoying as the rest of the game, if I'm being perfectly honest. The music is entirely not noteworthy. I don't care for it in the slightest. I stopped paying attention after about 2 minutes. And the sound effects are also just there. The art style is uninspired, because, you know, 2D retro pixel, yay! Said nobody, ever. Alright, let me put it this way. 2D retro pixel with no semblance of talent or taste whatsoever. It looks so generic that you could call it really generic, like I just did. Felt like I had a joke there, but no, the brain was just like, what, you expect me to tell you something funny? Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's really not that much else to see. As I said, the coins don't mean anything other than get as many as you can in one go for a trophy, and you get an extra life when you hit 100 of them, but your lives in this game disappear so quickly, it's not like the extra life helps you out that much. I will say that the game at least runs at a decent clip, and they're only charging, like, they're not even charging $5 for it. So at least those 20 levels aren't being charged like 15. At least you aren't being charged $1 a level for levels that only last 20 seconds under the circumstances that you actually know how to get through them. Because I can absolutely see the game trying to do that. And I guess you could say the game's got decent replayability if you want to go for all the coins and do a run that has only one continue, or get every single just trophy. Game's got a platinum, but frankly I do not see the point. Game's dull as dishwater to begin with. I can't be bothered. Why did the Vita get so many of these, like, single button running games or whatever? You know, with like so few buttons to actually make them uninteresting. And just that kind of nonsense. I don't know why, but did the 3DS ever have this problem? Or is it just the Vita? At least it isn't around a Leica port where all the trophies are absolute BS. And by absolute BS, I mean absolute BS easy. But that's it, I got nothing. I have absolutely nothing left. You've seen, like, a quarter of the game already. Like, I'm pretty sure I was close to finishing that 5th level, like, 2 or 3 times, because as I said before, not many of the levels go for much longer than 20 seconds, so it doesn't really seem like... they're going to be doing much else with it, and yeah. I'm done. That's it. That's all I got. This has been Blue Maxima. Don't bother buying this. I'll see you all next time.